Hi, today is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017. It's the third day of the fourth week of Lent, and this is A Swede Speaks. As you might have heard, there was a terrible terror incident in London today. And what happened, as far as I understand from checking out the media, checking out the news, what happened was that a vehicle, some sort of car or something, crashed into railings and into people. One woman is dead, and I think she died from that car crash, or by getting hit by that car or that vehicle. And some armed person got to the Parliament grounds, stabbed an officer, and is shot. I haven't seen any reports on who the attacker was, so I can't jump into any conclusions about that. That seems to be what happened in London, and I am waiting for more reports on this. Recently, in Stockholm, the Swedish Parliament held war games for the first time in 20 years. They held some sort of drills with 50 parliamentarians in a secret location, and they were exercising what to do, whether there would be war or a serious crisis, because then the Swedish Parliament would not meet in the Parliament building in Stockholm, but somewhere else in Sweden. And I guess these 50 people would be the ones calling in the rest of the Parliament or acting Parliament if it's necessary. And this is done now for the first time in 20 years. Maybe even in Sweden they are starting to realize that the world is not just a la-la land. But I'll get back to that. There's one more thing I need to mention before I comment on all of this stuff, because these things seem to be connected. It's the pattern, it's the picture I'm seeing of the world right now. In Turkey, today, President Erdogan said, "If Europe continues this way, no European will be able to walk safe on the streets anywhere in the world." And this was, of course, in relation to the European-Turkish conflict arising. You know what I think about that conflict. I think that the Turkish regime is despicable, is terrible, they should be put in their place. We should send soldiers to guard the European-Turkish border. Yes, I know a small part of Turkey is formally in Europe, but okay, the Greek-Bulgarian-Turkish border. And that all of Europe should help out with this, and that we shouldn't give the Turks a single euro cents or krona or pound or whatever. They should receive exactly nothing, because this deal with Turkey that they are going to make sure that the migrants aren't coming to Europe, which I always use as a weapon to threaten Europe. But I digress. But I am in favor of a hard line against Turkey. Because what this is about, what's happening in London, is not the first time something happens in London or in the West. I mean, of course, things happen in other parts of the world too. And I do not know who exactly made this in London. I could say that, okay, a vehicle running into people, it does resemble what happened in Berlin around Christmas. It does resemble what happened in Nice, I think it was, a few months before. It resembles this. But okay, I cannot say for sure that this has something to do with Islam. My guess is that it might be. Maybe it isn't. It might be. And it's not only in the West. I remember the terror attack in Nairobi a few years ago, when a shopping mall in Nairobi was attacked by Somali Islamists, Al-Shabaab, I think they're called. One of the guys was supposedly a Norwegian. Well, he was a Norwegian citizen at least. I don't know if he even grew up in Norway. And I read that Kenya is deporting Somalis. They don't want them in their country. So I guess they are racist now. Or maybe they don't want more of Islam. I know part of Kenya is Islamic, but it seems like they've sort of had enough. But my comment on all of this We need to defend Western civilization. We need to stop being spineless cowards. We need to put up a real fight. We need to draw a line in the sand and tell Turkey, tell the Islamic world, tell anyone who tries to attack us that you can go no further. We will fight for our civilization. Anyone who threatens this will be fought, and we will win. So, what is Western civilization? Because some people confuse Western civilization with some sort of liberal nihilism. That is not Western civilization. That is like what part of the Western civilization has turned into, but it's not Western civilization. Western civilization is the Judeo-Christian Western civilization built on the heritage from Rome, Athens, and just as importantly, Jerusalem. And that's what we have to defend. And let me tell you this. Identity politics, left liberalism, liberal conservatism, Christian democracy. Think about European-style Christian democracy, like German or Swedish Christian democratic parties. Secularism, which should not be confused with having a secular state, but secularism, new atheism, kumbaya ideas, third wave feminism, any kind of fuzzy or lofty ideas that might sound nice, they don't stand a chance. They contribute to the Islamization of the Western world. And I am sorry, really, I am sorry that I have to be this categoric, that I have to be this black and white, but this is exactly how I see it. Only upright Christianity, combined with traditionalist conservatism, backed up by the real will to defend ourselves, can save the West. And in the long run, can save the entire world from Islamization, from Marxism, from all these crazy things. But right now, Islamization and Islamic terror is the biggest threat. I have yet not said that the terrorist in London was Islamic, because I don't know that. I'm just saying that it fits a pattern. We'll see. Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was just a crazy person. I have no idea. I'm just saying there's a pattern here. And as you may have noticed, I usually have a pillow behind me with a British flag on. I mean, that's my favorite pillow. I bought it a few months ago. And I guess, being a Swede, that's kind of funny. But today, that pillow feels extra important. So I had to make sure that it would be in the picture today, that you would see it on your screens. And until I know anything more about that, about this, about London, about what's going on in Stockholm, about Erdogan, this is all I have to say about this right now. I would like to thank the people who are supporting this channel through prayers, through PayPal, and through Patreon. And if you like this channel, please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything. Please share my videos on Facebook or Twitter or any social media platforms. If you got something to say, please comment. If you like my videos, please like them. And I would also like to encourage you to support this channel. That can be done through PayPal, and it can be done through Patreon, and I will include all the necessary information in the box below. I would also like to thank the people who are actually helping me to translate things into proper English, because there is one or two people helping me with that too. So, thanks to everyone. This is A Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.